Hey, what's up, everybody? Luke here, back again with another episode today. We're picking up where we left off last time. We did get all the seats out. Everything's ready to go for that cage. We don't quite have the cage yet. That's in transit to us, hopefully coming early next week. So we're going to hold off on doing any of that right now. What we are going to do today is do this fuel cell, get that mounted in there, so then once we get the cage in, we can go ahead and do everything else around it. Quick thing before we start, I want to thank our sponsors, Kumo Tires, supplying tires for this build, as well as Skyjacker Suspension and Luke Mansky Racing and Performance, of course. We really couldn't do it without our sponsors, and if you want to support us, I'll put a link right here for LukeManskyRacing.com. You can go and buy 2024 King of Hammers limited edition shirts that we're selling that 100% go to fundraising this project. Otherwise, if you need, parts, stuff like that, that's what my business does. Hit me up if you need anything, and hopefully we can do some business. One last thing before we start. One thing we do need yet before this build is seats, front seats. If you or somebody you know has racing type bucket seats used that you are looking to get rid of, please send me an email. I'll put that down below in the description. Just hit me up. I'd love to get some used just to save money for this build. That's about it that I have today. So let's get to working on this fuel cell. Okay, so we are here under the car, and the first step to putting the new fuel tank in, of course, is getting the old one out. One of these straps here is broken already, so we don't have to worry about that, thankfully. So we just have to take this one out. That's tight. Alright, we're going to do it the easy way. With an angle grinder, we're just going to cut it off, drop this tank out. We're not using any of these stock mounts, so it doesn't really make a difference. New angle grinder. One of our viewers here locally graciously donated this. Thank you, you know who you are. And let's get to cutting. Okay, tank almost fell on me, but we avoided it. Alright, so she's coming out now. Okay, we were able to get the old tank out. I probably wouldn't recommend doing it like I did. I just got kind of fed up with laying under that thing, so I just cut everything. Of course, we're not using it. We're not even using those fuel lines, so not too big of a deal. We've got the new fuel tank in here. It is a 32-gallon cell from RCI. I'm not sponsored by them, but this was a pretty cheap option. A lot cheaper than some of the off-road cells and even the cell that I have in my UTV. This one, it's actually a circle track cell, so it's not meant for off-road. Normally it only comes with one pickup back here, what you'd want for oval, of course. I had them switch it out and do a pickup here and a pickup here. That way, if I'm going uphill, the fuel is going to come back and I won't run out of fuel going uphill. Downhill might be a different story, but at least gravity will help me there. So this isn't ideal, but it is definitely a budget setup for what we're doing. I went with 2 fuel pickups, and then we've got the vent, and then you can see in here it's got the rollover flap, as well as I don't know how well you can see in there, foam baffling, of course. That is required to be legal at King of Hammers. Always a good idea as well. So we're gonna have this right about here. I'll take some measurements to make sure it's centered, but then we're gonna start building our straps to get it tied down, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that when we get there. Okay, so this is what I got going on for the straps. Rather than buying actual fuel cell straps, I decided to go pick these up in my local hardware store. They were pretty cheap, just thin steel plates. So what I'm going to do with these is I want to kind of line them up like this. We'll put obviously a 90 and a 90. Then we can drill through the floor and tie them in down here. And then we can take these bolts out, and they happen to line up just perfect to use those bolts to hold the tank to the straps. So it's going to be super secure, and it's not going anywhere. This one here, I've already marked out the center lines, so that's going to be the section that we have on the top. So we'll have to make our 90s just after those lines. I'm going to take the first 90 and we'll see how it fits. Alright, so I went and got this one bent up. It's a little crude. I have to kind of, sharpen these bends up a bit, but it looks like it's going to fit really good. It's just a bit short, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some rubber blocks under there to help dampen the vibration as well. So I think it's going to end up fitting perfectly. It's going to hold this tank down super snug, and we won't have to worry about it moving around while we're racing. I'm going to get this second one bent up. I already marked it, 1.5 inches in my middle, and we'll see how it all goes together. Okay, we got the straps all bent up and made. I'd say pretty good for a guy who doesn't have a metal brake. I think they're gonna hold just fine. Little gap here, but that'll help pull them tight. I know I mentioned in another shot I was gonna screw through the body or drill through the body and bolt it, but I'm gonna have to read the rules. If it allows me to, I think I'm just gonna run self-tappers down in. It's gonna save me a ton of time, a lot less messing around, and then we can get this tank secured in here real quick. Here's it from the front. Looking pretty good, I'd say. So we've got on the way our fuel pump set up and all of our hoses. We're gonna tackle that first thing next week, I think. Fuel pump's gonna go here. We're gonna run everything up to the front on that fuel rail. It's gonna be hopefully pretty easy to do. Still waiting on the cage, like I said earlier, but that'll be the next thing we want to do. Really important to get that in, that way we can route everything else in the body. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there for today. Just a short little video getting this tank mounted. I appreciate everybody watching, appreciate all the sweet comments, appreciate all the support. It truly means a lot to me. This is the first project I've ever put out in public like this, so it really means a lot to get all the support I have been. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you again to our sponsors. Check out t-shirts if you are interested in supporting us. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. Thanks.